Hey guys, so this is day 36 of the daily RC practice series. Let's look at this passage. In the first paragraph, author introduces some critics' point of view that corporate practice of profit maximization is unethical. He also talks about economists' point of view that this criticism is flawed because ethical principles do not apply to economic relationships. In the second paragraph, author gives his opinion, at least a slight hint of that. And he says moral argument when applied to corporates is only an extended argument. CEO has the fiduciary obligation. Fiduciary here means involving trust. In the third paragraph, author further elaborates the economist's point of view. They believe that CEO's primary responsibility is to maximize profits in any case, except for charitable organizations. And they also believe that profit maximization automatically leads to public good. However, in the last paragraph comes the author's opinion, strong stance. This is also author's arrival point and therefore the central idea of the passage. Author refutes economist claims and says profit maximization is no guarantee of public good. Gives us an example of paper mill, which though profit maximizing does lead to deforestation and lake pollution. Finally, he concludes by saying that CEO has a moral responsibility even if he's legally or professionally obligated to the firm for profit maximization. He also has a moral responsibility. So this is the gist of this passage. Let's look at the questions now. Question 1, what is the main point of the passage? Option A says, although CEOs may be legally obligated to maximize their corporation's profit, that's correct. This obligation does not free them from the moral responsibility, that's also correct. And it is the main point in the last lines as discussed. Option A seems to be the correct answer. Although morality is not easily ascribed to non-human entities, corporations can be said to have an obligation to act morally in the sense that they are made up of individuals who must act morally. Corporations should act morally, that is correct. But this answer choice misses out CEO, and author squarely puts responsibility on a CEO throughout the passage. So option B is eliminated. Although economists argue that maximizing a corporation's profit is likely to turn out best for the public, that's correct. A CEO's true obligation is still to seek a profit for corporation's owners. This answer choice does not include CEO's moral responsibility, which was the main idea in the last lines. So this is also eliminated. Although some people criticize the corporations for making unethical decisions, economists argue that such criticisms are unfounded because something. So this answer choice includes economist's point of view and some critics' point of view, but this answer choice does not include author's point of view. Therefore, this cannot be the central idea, the main idea of the passage. It should include author's point of view, if there is any. Okay. Next question. Author mentions paper mill in the last paragraph primarily in order to. Okay. Option A, to offer an actual case of unethical corporate behavior. Nowhere does he mention that the paper mill is acting unethically. To the contrary, he says even if the paper mill is acting all ethically, it still leads to deforestation and other problems, lake pollution, etc. All right. Option B, to refute the contention that maximization of profits necessarily benefits the public. Exactly. That is exactly what the author does. Here he says there is no guarantee that a given CEO will benefit the public by maximizing a corporate profit. So paper mill serves to prove this point. Option C, illustrate that ethical restrictions on corporations would be difficult to enforce. Does not talk about enforcement or law. Demonstrate that corporations are responsible for many social evils. Such a claim never made in the passage. So option B. Question 3, which of the following would the economists mentioned in the passage be most likely to agree? Economist view, okay. Now, economists believe that profit maximization automatically leads to public good. Option A. Even CEOs of charitable organizations are obligated to maximize profit. Wrong. Economists have exempted charitable organizations from this theory, from this claim. CEOs of owner-operated non-charitable corporations should make decisions based primarily on maximizing profits. Written here. Suppose a non-charitable organization is owner-operated. CEO is not obligated to maximize profits. The economist's view is that even if such a CEO's purpose is to look to public good and nothing else, the CEO should still work to maximize profits. Okay, so yes, even in non-charitable or owner-operated organization, CEO must make decisions based on maximizing profits. Though I have questioned with this word primarily, the direction of this answer choice is correct. So we will see if we find a better answer choice. Otherwise we'll have to come back to B. Owner-operated non-charitable corporations are less likely to be profitable. Such a comparison has never been made, that they are less likely to be profitable. It is highly unlikely that the actions of any particular CEO will benefit the public. To the contrary, economists believe that profit maximization leads to public good. Therefore, it is likely that a CEO's profit maximizing actions will benefit the public. So this is opposite to what economists believe. Eliminated. We go with option B therefore. Fourth, the conception of morality that underlies the author's argument in the passage is best expressed by which of the following? Okay. The entire argument given by the author is for public good. And from this he concludes that CEOs also have moral responsibility. Therefore, he's assuming that for him, the definition of morality is public good. What makes actions morally right is their contribution to the public good. Exactly what the passage talks about. An action is morally right if it carries the risk of personal penalty. Not talked anywhere. Actions are morally right if they are not fraudulent or illegal. They are still not moral. They must lead to public good. It is morally wrong to try to maximize one's personal benefit. Never mentioned again. So option A is the only answer choice possible. The primary purpose of this passage is to illustrate a paradox. There is no paradox involved. Argue for legal reform. Author does not argue for any changes in legislation. To refute a claim. Yes, whose claim? Economist's claim. In the last paragraph, author does exactly this. To explain a decision. No decision has been taken. So option C is the correct answer. I hope this was an easy passage, guys. I hope you got, many of you got all 5 of them correct. Keep enjoying, keep watching. Cheers to learning.